Hello everyone, welcome back to Steak Insanity. My name is David. This is my channel where I talk about carnivore diet and health and fitness. And I've been away for a while, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and starting to make some new videos again. So if you don't follow me, please leave a subscribe and hit the notification bell down at the bottom, because I'm getting ready to start the carnivore. I'm actually going to go lion diet in January for a month or so, maybe 6 weeks, and see how I get on, and then we'll make a decision at that point. So we talk about all sorts of stuff. Well, I talk about all sorts of stuff. You can see I'm back in my normal sort of studio room. The lights and everything are a little bit off tonight, so I apologize. A lot of the kit that I have for this office, I have in my actual work office now. And so some of the lighting and stuff that I normally had in here, I don't have at the minute. So hopefully tomorrow or the next night will be little bit back to normal. And then also look forward to a new studio setup completely after Christmas. So hopefully by the time January rolls around, I'll be in my new office downstairs in our sort of spare room with a whole new studio setup. So look for that later on. So today I was thinking about it this morning, and I'm not sure really if I've talked about this recently, but I wanted to talk about supplements and what I'm taking every day and why I take those things. So I take 4 things every day. I take a multivitamin. I usually choose the performance ones, although I suspect that probably they don't do anything, but if they do a little bit, maybe the performance ones are geared a little bit better because of the exercise that I like to get, because I do like to stay fairly active. I take vitamin D tablets. So I think it's about 600, milligrams or whatever it is, measurement of it. And I take one of those every day. I've been taking those since COVID. And what I found is, I take them because it helps my immune system. I think because I live in England and we don't get a lot of sunlight in the wintertime, so I do think that it helps. Also, sorry about my voice tonight. I don't know what's going on with that. I take aspirin, so just a 75 milligram aspirin every day. That's for heart health, and it has all the stomach protection stuff or whatever, and I usually take all this with a little bit of something to eat in the morning, so that usually helps. And I do know that I talked about the L-lysine at one point last year. I do find that I feel better when I take it, I think. So I take 500 milligrams of L-lysine every day. I know that it also helps with things like cold sores, and particularly in the wintertime, or if I'm super stressed at work, what I find is I'll start to get a cold sore. And if I'm taking the L-lysine, I'll just take 2. So I'll take 1,000 milligrams or sometimes 1,500 as soon as it starts to come on. And usually just doing that is enough to basically make the cold sore go away. Or if it doesn't go away completely, it certainly doesn't get really bad, and it doesn't become super painful. I'm not a doctor. It's not medical advice. I find that it works for me. A friend of mine, and I think I mentioned this before, so go back to the other video. Maybe I'll try and find a link and put it up there somewhere. But yeah, a friend of mine who studied pharmacology told me that one of their professors told them that, and it's really worked for me. I have no idea why it works. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so yeah, I take that every day. I do think, look, I know there's loads of research, and I'm sure loads of people are going to jump in my comments and say multivitamins are a waste of time and you don't need to take them and blah, blah, blah. But I do find, whether it's a placebo effect or not, that I tend to feel better when I take them. So if I feel better and it makes me feel better about myself and it makes me feel like I'm taking better care of myself, then I'll continue to take them. It's a small investment. The vitamin D, like I said before, I take that because I started taking it during COVID, because it seemed that a lot of the research said that it was good that everybody who got COVID, or a significant number of people who got COVID, were deficient in vitamin D. Nobody said that taking it would keep you from getting COVID. but there seemed to be some sort of correlation. So I started taking it back then. I've taken it every day since then. What's really interesting is that no one else in my family has a vitamin routine. Nobody takes vitamins every day. Nobody takes tablets every day. That's not entirely true anymore. But for the last, certainly since 2020, no one took anything until the last couple of weeks. And that's a different story, which we'll talk about maybe later. But all the times that my family gets ill, they get a cold, they get something like that, I generally tend to not get ill. I was feeling under the weather a little bit lately. I think it finally caught up with me, but the thing is that my wife and my son had both been ill several times with colds, with flus, all that sort of stuff, and all those times they got ill, I never got ill. So I suspect that maybe supplementing with vitamin D had something to do with that. So yeah, I continue to take it. Like I said, the aspirin is just for heart health. I haven't been prescribed it by a doctor, but I know tons and tons of friends who've had heart attacks who take it every day. So I take it as just a precaution. Again, it's not expensive, and it makes me feel better. And again, I don't know if it works, but it makes me feel like it works. That was the main thing I just wanted to talk about a little bit today. I have confirmed with a couple of people now. I have an interview, sort of an intro chat with Susie tomorrow to talk about and schedule a time for her to come on and have a chat. So we're going to have a chat about nutrition and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be quite interesting. And we're going to talk about carnivore diet a little bit and her feelings on it. And I've had loads of people come out of the woodwork since I started asking around, did anybody want to come on and talk about it? And I've had several people come back. So I've got people who are personal trainers. I've got people from all over who've expressed an interest in coming on. So like I said, this time around, I want to try and make the content a little bit more interesting, get some other people on, have some different points of view. If there's anybody out there who also has an absolute contrarian view, I'd be willing to talk to you or to them as well. I have some thoughts about vegan diets versus carnivore diets, and I suspect that there's actually some similarities between them, oddly enough. And I think it'd be interesting to dig into it if I could talk to someone who was vegan but not. I don't want to get into a huge moral discussion about it, even though I'm happy to have that argument, but I feel like it'd be better if I didn't. Anyway, just a quick update for tonight. Again, just trying to get back in the swing of things, get my studio set up, get everything working again. So yeah, just wanted to do another update, and I will see everybody in the next couple of days. Bye-bye.